20,000 people are going to get their pink slips from Nissan. Why? Because they've not been selling cars, they've not been profitable, and they've been on the decline for years now. So in this video, we're going to kind of go over all of it and how to actually turn it around. I did some research, and can they turn it around? I think they can, but it needs to be way, way better than what they've been doing for right now. So let's look at what's going on. Got the articles right up here saying that, hey, Nissan is actually going to lay off 20,000 people because they're like, hey, we're not profitable. We can't keep going like this. And they're like, yeah, we got to let people go. Keep the company afloat, let people go. When I think about Nissan, and I actually owned one, I owned an Xterra, blue one, something like this. And it was, man, I lived in Florida and I took it to the beach, and this thing just could not get stuck. And didn't really have any issues, didn't really have any problems with it. And that was my only experience with Nissan. I know people own Nissan Frontiers and they've been pretty decently, build quality wise. But all these other ones, when you look on the forums, what is Nissan's biggest problem? Is this stupid transmission right over here that they've constantly been having issues with. And what makes Nissan's unreliable? Because they got some good car numbers. They got the Versa that's been right here that they sold quite some time, quite a few of actually. And then they got the Rogue, that small SUV, and they also sold quite some SUVs to those. And so now the question is, what is it with those two cars that they can get the top 10 spot? And it comes to looking at car gurus. Oh, those are both sub $30,000 cars in the United States. So when I look at it, it's like, okay, so Americans are actually into buying less than $30,000 cars, because not everybody can go out and buy $70,000, $80,000 worth of car. It's just not feasible. The average American makes about 60 grand. So it is not a good idea to wrap up more than you make a year in just a car. And when I look at these new Nissans, some of them, they're going for 50, 60, even 85,000 with these new Nissan Armadas. And that is just absolutely crazy. When you think about that, a Nissan Armada, it's just absolutely crazy. It's going to go for somewhere in the 85,000 range. And you can get a Chevrolet Tahoe High Country fully loaded for about 85. I got it right here from a dealer near me. And it is just absolutely crazy when you think about, hey, I can get one of these, or then I could get two Nissan Rogues like here for the same price. And so you're looking at, I can get two Nissan Rogues or one of these Armadas. And now we're looking at their other brand, Infiniti. And it is just absolutely crazy to see that they're doing this exact same thing, $100,000. They took the Armada and said, you know what, hold my beer, let me add another $20,000, $30,000 worth of junk into it, and then we're gonna keep on going. And having all this stuff, ooh, road rage. Oh man, having all this stuff in these cars makes it so that it's so expensive. Having all these extra little things, knickknacks, and oh, we're gonna do digital dashes, we're gonna do Wi-Fi connection, hotspot, all of these other things, and then you're like, oh shit, my car is now $40,000, $50,000, and not every American is into that. Most Americans, they use half of the stuff that's in the car. Let me know in the comments below if you use all of the stuff that you have in your car, or if there's some features that you're like, I don't even care about. And these are the cars that I've been talking about. Turn the camera on. These are the cars I've been talking about. So you see all these lined up. They are all hella expensive. Those are the cars that are like $70,000. Let's see if we can get a little sneak peek at them. Let's look at them. Look at that. If you look at them, here we go. No, this one's actually pretty decently priced. 68,000. 70. Yeah, still, it's a shit ton of money. $60,000 for that SUV. Now let's check this one out. This one is $46,000 price. 0% financing. Look at that. And you see them. They're packed to the brim, and they got an overflow lot. Let's go check out the overflow lot. And when you start looking at, hey, Overflow Lot's full, all these other ones are full, then you gotta be in the business of selling cars. These, we can all probably agree that these are not collectors. So let me know if you think these are collectors. So if you haven't, please like and subscribe. I make videos like this all the time. So yeah, so let me show you the Overflow Lot, because I'm gonna tell you like a little bit of an insight afterwards. Look at this. Look at how many cars they got. Look at how many. This lot is just full of Nissans. It is just like, it is just packed to the brim. Let me try to zoom in a little bit here. So yeah, look at how big this lot is. Look at how big. Look at how many Nissans there are. There's like, I can't even count them. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That was like half a row. From the pole, from one light pole to the other, it's like 20 cars. And so they must have gotten 100 plus cars in here. And yeah, and when I look at this, and I look at these dealerships, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm in the car selling business." When you have that many cars sitting around, you're a collector. Don't get me wrong, you're a collector. And when I go into these dealerships and I like, "Hey, let's buy it," they'll tell you, "Oh, it's 60." They advertise it on the website. It's 60 grand. Come see it today. It's $14,000 discounted. I just did this with Alli, and here we go. Here I have the thing right here, the invoice. And they just add on a bunch of nonsense fees. They say, "You know what? We're gonna add nitrogen. We're gonna add all these other fees, and we're gonna add paint protection. We're gonna add all these other ones. We're gonna add so you can actually see through the windshield. We're gonna add, that's another fee. Oh, you want a car? You want to buy another car? We're gonna charge you opening the door at the dealership. We're gonna charge you for that. Oh, you want to sit down? You want a water? We're gonna charge you for that too. Oh, you shook somebody's hand? We're gonna charge you another $5 for that." And it's just ridiculous to see all these nickel and dime fees that they've got going on. And when I went to shop for a Jeep with Alli, they've literally told us, "Oh, it's 40, or was it $50,000. We just add tax, titles, and fees." All of a sudden, they have nitrogen in the tire. They have a car. They have paint protection. They have sideboard protections. They added all this nonsense. I said, "Where did this come from?" "Oh, we've already put it on the car." And I said, "Hey, this car's 4,000 miles on it. It was a demo. What are you talking about that you're gonna charge me?" "Oh, well, it's just, it came with the car." It's like, yeah, but it's not new anymore. It doesn't have less than 100 miles. It has like freaking 4,000 miles on it. And so then they were like, "Well, there's nothing we could really do. We've already added on to it." And it's like, why don't you do this? Why don't you get the car a pillow and a blanket, park it inside, and keep celebrating birthdays? Because it's a 2024, sat on your lot for 400 days, and you're just so attached to it. This is a collector. You put it on a trickle charger, you put it inside the showroom, you buy a little spinny thing so it spins around, and you get a pillow and a blanket, and you say, "This is the car that nobody can buy because I'm buried in it, and this is just not how it's gonna go." And so when you look at these Nissans and you're looking at all this other stuff, you gotta make them affordable. You gotta make sure that, hey, when I come to the dealership, we're gonna give you below invoice pricing because we got them stacked. Where do you wanna stack them? You're gonna have to build a parking structure just to build them, to put it on another level. And it's like, man, you're in the car selling business, not hoarding them. So you got to get rid of them. You got to move. You got to move these cars. They're not doing any good. But then again, reliability issues. So if I was in Nissan's board, I would say this is what we're going to do. We're going to give out a warranty that matches the Hyundai warranty. We're going to get these transmission fixed. We're going to start in 2026. Every new model in 2026 is going to come with the same warranty as Hyundai does. And guess what? We're going to get this transmission CVT thing fixed so you don't have to worry about shopping with us. And once all that shit happens, all of a sudden, you're like, "Oh, now we're rocking it. Now we're killing it." and let the sales come in. Try to get them to be priced correctly. Try to price them so that people can actually buy them, and not just jack them up because, oh, you know, we gotta put some nitrogen in the tire. And I'll bet you one thing, those are just scams. They do not have anything. Their nitrogen machine is not even plugged in. So there's nobody in the back deflating them and reflating the tires. Nah, they're not doing that. They just tell you that and be like, oh, it's just a fee. And yeah. So when you're looking at all these 20,000 people that got laid off, they could have all been prevented. Make cars that Americans want. Make cars that actually kind of last a little bit, and make sure that people can get in and out of them kind of easy, right? In the sub 30,000, not in 70, 80, because once you're gonna have 70, $80,000, you need to make a shit ton of money to afford these 70, $80,000 trucks. The average American cannot afford a 70, $80,000 car. They should not be buying Pathfinders and everything else, because you're not making above average money. If you're making 160, 170, yeah, you can go out and buy an $80,000 truck. But most Americans are like, if I'm a millionaire, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna buy a Camry or an F-150. Says something for those brands, right? But no, if you're Nissan, you gotta put it together quick. You gotta come in and say, this is what we're gonna do. And present the plan with some good action and with some good, so the consumer can feel it. And the consumer can say, you know what? My next car's gonna also be a Nissan again. Because there's these loyalists that say, oh, I'll never drive something without a Toyota. Or I'm never gonna switch away from Lexus or whatever it is. I'm always gonna drive a Beamer. I never heard anybody say that about Nissan. Oh, my next car's gonna be a Nissan again. No, I've never heard people say that. And so you gotta build that brand loyalty. And how do you do it? Good warranty, good salespeople, good dealerships. And when you let these dealerships run around like a headless little chicken, you have to reel them in. As the manufacturer, you have to reel them in. You have to give them guidelines. You have to say, you know what? You're hurting the Nissan brand if you screw over customers. And they haven't gotten that. And then all of a sudden, what's gonna happen? BYD or another company is gonna come into the United States, take over the market, and then they're all gonna sit there like wet poodles and that just got a bucket poured on them and be like, what just happened? Somebody actually listened to their customers, what they wanted. And then they're gonna be like, let's get Congress to help us with money and let's do all this. No, you had the opportunity and you clearly couldn't pull it off. So this should be a reminder for when you're in business and you sell products, make sure that your customers are happy with your product. And if they're not happy with your product, you gotta make sure that they're happy. And nowadays, everybody's like, oh, I got the money, so let me just stir problem now. And this is what's gonna hurt you in the long run. Every customer, every bad experience customers get, they tell about 6 or 7 other people about it. So don't be that dealership that's gonna screw you over and for a few $100s, because they will tell all their friends, they will tell all their social media people and say, this is my bad experience. And then it gets into this huge big dilemma, and then it wasn't worth a few $100 or $1,000 or whatever you were gonna make off of it. It just wasn't. So you gotta be aware, like, hey, my actions have consequences. But inside the United States, a lot of people say, oh, not me, I don't have to worry about that. And yeah, they're not seeing it. 20,000 people get handed pink slips. So fix the car, fix the brand, and just running more ads isn't gonna do it. You gotta do fundamental changes. You have the dealer infrastructure, present them with new paperwork. Here we go. Or you're gonna not get allocations. There we go. We're just gonna withhold allocations. Sign the new contract and reel them in and say, hey, this is the price, here we go. And make it like Tesla, make it like, one price, here we go. Let's keep on moving. Let's keep the metal going. Let's have Nissan be an American brand. But it's not gonna happen. If they're gonna implement something, they're gonna implement it so bad that it's just gonna be horrible. So let me know what you guys think. Are you a Nissan advocate? Do you like the Nissan, the brand? I had one of them. I actually like the Xterra. Would I buy another Nissan? I don't know. I don't know, but at this situation, probably not. I've never been to that dealership, so I can't tell you if that dealership does any crazy pricing. I just know when we walked into the Jeep dealer the other day that they had a spreadsheet, like who knows what was going on. So yeah, be transparent. And I feel like nowadays, transparency goes a super long way. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for spending 15 minutes with me in the morning, and I'll see you in the next one.